Mona, a broke chick that needs Mora, wears some kind of a big hat for some reason, and a bit revealing for aesthetics, and also an astrologist? But she do know how to make herself wet, if you know what I mean. Anyways, in this video I'll be covering Mona's kit, talents and leveling prioritization, artifact builds, recommended weapons, recommended team comms, and how to play Mona. I've already made guides on various characters, so do check them out if you're interested. Timecodes are in the description, so do skip ahead on which info you would like to look on. Anyways, my name is PP and welcome to a Genshin Impact guide video. So how does Mona work? Mona is a Hydro Catalyst that works mostly as a burst support. Her elemental skill, Mirror Reflection of These Nerds of Doom, works like a taunt, meaning it can lure opponents and not attack you, but attacking the taunt instead, which also does hydro damage to nearby enemies over time. For short, this is called damage over time. The skill will deal about 4 ticks, and after that it will explode, dealing hydro damage, while also generating a lot of particles for Mona. There's 2 ways to use this skill, either tapping or holding. If you tap it, it will summon it straight away, but if you hold it, you will teleport backwards and your taunt will be in the previous location you're standing at. In my opinion, I would just tap the skill to make enemies wet quicker. Mona's elemental burst, Stellaris Phantasm, is the main source of a kit. Her burst may be difficult to understand, so let me break it down PP style. There is 2 versions of her burst, a balloon, which we call illusory, and a damage buff potion inside the balloon, which we call an omen. After you cast Mona's burst, you will apply Hydro with both illusory and omen. Illusory will have to pop in order for the omen to appear. If you don't pop the illusory, it will pop by itself after 8 seconds, and you can pop it using any weapon and any elemental skill. After you pop it, you will have the omen, which will be at a 4 to 5 second duration. This omen is like a damage buff potion, which gives you a damage bonus of any damage you deal, even physical. Note that the damage bonus and duration of the omen depends on Mona's talent level. So for talent leveling prioritization, I would suggest elemental burst, then elemental skill, and auto attacks. Level 6 minimum for skill and basic attacks, and level 8 minimum for burst and worth crowning in my opinion. Mona also has a unique sprint, which cloaks herself into water. May be tough to utilize the sprint at first, but it does benefit as it is faster than an ordinary sprint. And her passive talent, Come and Get Me Hag, makes her summon the taunt during her sprint if there is enemies around her. Note that this taunt lasts for 2 seconds and deals 50% of the original skill damage. Her other passive, Waterborne Destiny, increases her hydro damage bonus, which is equal to 20% of her energy recharge. Meaning if you have 200% energy recharge on Mona, you can gain up to 40% hydro damage bonus. And her last passive lets her have 25% chance to refund a portion of the crafting material used when crafting a weapon ascension material. I mean, obviously she can do that. From her knowledge regarding astrology. Yeah, astrology. Hey yo, wait, I said astrology. Constellations. C1. Hydro-related elemental reactions are all increased by 15% for 8 seconds against enemies that are affected by the Omen buff. C2. When a normal attack hits, there is a 20% chance it will be followed up by a charge attack and it does not consume stamina. C3. Increases burst talent by 3 levels. C4. Characters that attack enemies inflicted by the Omen will gain a 15% crit rate. C5. Increases elemental skill talent by 3 levels. C6. Mona gains a 60% increase to the damage of her next charge attack for every second she is in her sprint state, and a total of 180% can be achieved. Summary to her constellations, C1, C3 and C4 are all the constellations that are worth having. C2 is mainly just an additional charge attack but has RNG on it to trigger. C5 for skill, great for explosive damage but not needed. And C6 is just way too conditional as she needs to be on field sprinting for 3 seconds to gain max stacks. Also, one thing before we continue, do like the video, it helps a lot. Artifact builds. For pre-AR45 players, 3-star options would be 2-piece Scholar or 2-piece Exile for extra energy recharge, and a 4-piece of either set for better team energy management. 4-piece Instructor for increased elemental damage to your party. For endgame players, there is actually a lot of options out there, and this will depend on how you will run Mona in your team. So I will be splitting it with a 2-piece and a 4-piece section. For 2-piece options, 2-piece Heart of Depth, 2-piece Glad or Shimenawa, 2-piece Wanderers, 2-piece Noblesse, or the 2-piece Emblem. For 4-piece options, 4-piece Heart of Depth, 4-piece Wanderers, 4-piece Noblesse, or the 4-piece Emblem. Well, those are the options, but what would I recommend in my case? I would suggest the 4-piece of the either Heart of Depth or Wanderers set for a main DPS Mona. And for a burst support, combination of the 2-piece Noblesse and a 2-piece Heart of Depth is nice. For Sans, energy recharge or attack, and this depends on what you are lacking. For Goblet, higher damage bonus, but if you have high energy recharge or lacking attack, I would suggest an attack Goblet instead. For Circlet, crit rate or crit damage, depending on what you need. Recommended weapons. For 5-star options, Lost Prayers for easier crit builds, but passive is mainly focused for an on-field DPS Mona. Coward Atlas, great weapon as it gives extra attack but needs to rely a lot on artifact substats for a good crit ratio. Memory of Dust also gives extra attack, and passive is great when paired with a shield unit but also relies a lot on artifacts for crit builds. For 4-star options, the Witsit, best in slot for a burst support Mona but has a 10-second uptime with 20-second downtime, alongside RNG on which passive you'll get, but every bonus given through the passive is great. Solar Pearl for easier crit builds, but does cost you the battle pass. Favonius Codex for extra energy recharge and better team energy management. Eye of Perception, a niche weapon, low base attack and passive does not synergize well with Mona, so not recommended. Sacrificial Fragments, it is an option, but Sucrose is better off using it. For free to play options, Mappa Mare, easy to get the stacks from passive and can rival the Skyward Atlas at high refinement. Blackcliff Agate for easier crit builds, but does cost your star glitter. Akushin Ring, a great weapon if you're running Mona as an on-field DPS, but does force you to run an Electro Charge comp. Or Thrilling Tales to run a budget Kokomi. No, I'm just kidding, it's for the attack buff, like R5 easy attack buff. These Kokomi mains, I'm sorry. Sumimasen. Recommended team comps. Mona can run as an on-field DPS, but does require supports to carry her out. Example for an on-field damage dealing Mona would be Benny and Xiangling with an animal support like Sucrose, and that would be for a Vaporize comp. For an Electro Charge comp, Fischl is a must as Oz acts like an on-field Electro Applier. Baal can also fit this role, and Beidou is also ideal. Animal support also stays at this comp for the Verdescent thread. A character like Xingqiu or Barbara can also fit as an increase for support capabilities. But what if you want to run Mona as a burst support? A team comp that I would suggest would be Mona pairing up with either Diluc or Clee for a Vaporize comp, and Kaching or Child just for the damage bonus. A comp that is popular nowadays would be a Freeze comp known as the Morgana or the Morgana comp, where it features an animal support like Kazuha or Venti with Diona as a healer and energy particle generator, alongside Ganyu or Ayaka as the main DPS. If you don't have either cryo characters, Kaya is an option, as he is a starter character and a free-to-play friendly one. So how to play Mona? Well, she is mostly a simple one to play both as a burst support and a main DPS. For main DPS Mona, I would do Mona's elemental skill first to taunt the enemy, then popping everyone's burst, and Mona's burst being the last, then just auto attack. A combo that you can try to maximize her basic attack output is 2 normal attacks followed by a charge attack, and then jump to cancel the animation. For a burst support, popping her burst then her elemental skill or vice versa should not be a problem, as she functions more as a damage bonus booster and a hydro applier. But do keep in mind that you would need to optimize your rotation and particle management in order to achieve a good rotation. My advice: if you got Mona from a 50-50 loss or a stun banner pool, she is a top tier burst support unit and can be a great unit overall if your understanding and experience on the Omen buff is high and really good rotation or energy management wise. She may be broke, like us, after leveling up a bunch of stuff, but she is sexy. I mean smart, because has aesthetic astrology in her name and will be useful for you in bed. I mean team. Yeah, team. Yeah. Thanks for watching this video. If you find this video helpful, do leave a like and subscribe to see more vids like this, and comment on what other videos you would like to see. And as always, I am PP.
go, there's no doubt. Gotta get out of this small town. You took my heart from me, now you're everywhere I see. Set me free, let me fly, let me find new kinds of highs. We're just wasting here, waiting for another year. We both know the score, we've been here once before. So many words unspoken, you took my heart, it's already broken. You don't have to wait, I can take the pain. I will surrender, let me go on a new adventure. Adventure.